Bangladesh and China are looking beyond 5 decades of formal diplomatic relations, with scholars and policymakers from both countries saying the next 50 years may even bring greater opportunities. At a book launch and a seminar in Dhaka's Baridhara, experts said the relationship between the two countries is built on mutual trust, respect, and a shared commitment to development.
This book launch and seminar is a part of Cosmos Dialogue, a series with which you are all by now familiar. The title of the book is 50 Years of Bangladesh-China Relations, Achievements, Challenges, and Progress. It has been co-edited by Mr. Inayatullah Khan and Professor Imtiaz Ahmed, with contributions from authors from both China and Bangladesh, many of whom are among us today. The discussions will be chaired and moderated by the redoubtable scholar diplomat Iftikhar Ahmed Chowdhury, President of Cosmos Foundation. We shall begin with welcoming remarks from the Chairman of the Cosmos Foundation, Mr. Inayatullah Khan, and thereby, after Ambassador Chowdhury will conduct discussions.
It gives me a great pleasure and honor to see you all here today as we come together for the launch of this very important book on what I have always believed to be Bangladesh's most important bilateral partnership in the 21st century, that is their relationship with China. It's a relationship that I believe calls for constant engagement, regular assessment, and careful nurturing. That's why, over the years, the Cosmos Foundation has organized several seminars and symposia on various aspects of our two countries' bilateral ties. This is, in fact, the second book we have published on Bangladesh-China relations, and in both cases, we were extremely grateful for the opportunity to work with an excellent array of experts from both sides.
Inayatullah Khan said the 50th anniversary offered an opportunity to widen people-to-people exchanges, diversify trade, and deepen strategic partnership.
The volume that is being launched today is particularly special as it coincides with Bangladesh and China celebrating the 50th anniversary of their bilateral relationship this year. We also note the added impetus the relationship since President Xi Jinping's 2016 visit to Dhaka, the first by a Chinese head of state in 30 years. During the visit, the two countries upgraded their ties to a strategic partnership, and Bangladesh officially joined the Belt and Road Initiative.
On this Cosmos event marking 50 years of Bangladesh-China relations, I'd add my voice to Mr. Inayatullah Khan's in welcoming this August gathering, particularly our guests from China. I'd also extend my warmest congratulations to the co-editors of our publication on bilateral relations on this launch, that is Inayatullah Khan and Imtiaz Ahmed, Professor, as also to the Chinese and all Bangladeshi contributors. Their combined endeavors reflect another aspect of our partnership, that is joint research, that also embodies our academic collaboration.
Diplomats, scholars, economists, lawmakers, and representatives from Chinese enterprises also attended the event. Speakers said Bangladesh-China relations go far beyond the 50 years of formal diplomatic ties. They noted that historical exchanges between Bengal and China date back centuries through trade, culture, and the travels of scholars and monks. According to the discussion, those older civilization links help create the foundation for the modern partnership seen today. They also pointed to the sharp growth in economic ties. A relationship that once generated around $1 billion in trade has now grown into a partnership worth nearly $24 billion. Professor Imtiaz Ahmed said the book could draw the attention of the academics, policymakers, and researchers in both countries and beyond.
I will request all of you to read the book, because understanding, interpreting, giving sense to the words lies with you, with the readers, not with us anymore. So we cease to exist to begin with. The second point that I like to flag is the process of publishing and going through this particular project was for me an interesting experience, because we have altogether 8 authors from Bangladesh and 10 from China. So that was something I believe for the first time done in this manner, which is a research volume. And the good part of it that I had a good number of friends in China.
Chinese scholar Dr. Wang Zhen said the two countries have enjoyed strong relations over the past 50 years and have enough confidence to move forward for another 50.
Relationship, I think, is very important, because in Chinese, we believe 5 or 10 is very important numbers. Because for a person, maybe 50 years is long, but for the countries, 50 years is not very long. So I think we have a very good 50 years bilateral relations. I think we have enough evidence, we have enough confidence to go forward to another 50 years. And another thing I want to say that when I do this kind of research, what I learned from the history is that, we have the former diplomatic relations in 1970s. It was it was time in Cold War times, but both countries went beyond the East and the West confrontations, can have or build some kind of diplomatic relations with a very rational, with a very pragmatic way. So, which remind me that the world we are facing today now is changing a lot. Very, very different from what we were familiar in the last 50 years or 40 years or 20 years. Perhaps we can learn from the history. We can get history from that, and we can do more in the future because we have lessons from the history.
Former diplomat Tarique Rahman said Bangladesh must carefully position itself in a changing global order, where China is expected to be one of the key actors.
China is a civilizational state. It has been so for the last at least 5,000 years. And while you have progressed through times and eons and changes of dynasties and other things, you have never deviated from the mainstream of your civilizational heritage. And that you have been under sanctions like some other countries are and like some other countries may be, because this is the new tool of geopolitics. You don't do this, I will sanction you, I will constrain you, I will not let you do this or that. And we fall victims, we become entrapped in that. How do we escape that? And I think your resolute stand in trying to develop self-reliance to really deepen and harden your own intrinsic reliance in yourself is what has enabled you.
Professor Amina Mohsin said the book is not only a reflection on the past and the present, but also a forward-looking work with policy insights for the future.
The relationship with China and education is somehow rooted in our culture also. I mean, the Prophet is, we often quote our Prophet where he had said that you go to China to acquire education. So that is something, we have civilizational roots with China long time back. It's not that it is something very modern. And also how does one, I have started with a quote from Tagore that how long you would create, how long you will make your population or keep your population to be just Bengalis, rather allow them to bloom and become humans. So I think the focus is to become more towards universal citizenship, how to become global citizens.
Chinese economy, as I heard a bit of it here, as some estimation, the Chinese economy is the second largest in the world, but some of the economic institutions of the world, they said the Chinese already number one today. So whether they're number one or 1.5, that is not the point. Point is they are coming up. They're coming up very well, and we feel very proud to be their partners of progress.
I say proudly that Bangladesh is Bangladesh because of China. Without Chinese military support and capacity building, Bangladesh's territorial integrity could not have been possible. It was not possible to maintain the territorial integrity without the help of China. But as a member of parliament and as the advisor to the leader of the opposition, we believe we haven't tapped even 10% of the capacity and the potential of cooperation that we can reach. And I'm here to learn, I'm here to understand, and I'm here to facilitate to achieve the potential that two countries have in the future.
Certainly, China has made a lot of inroads, infrastructure, on health, cultural relations. So I think that's the second point. That's why I'm also here today, and very fortunate to have this resource as this book as a resource.
Today we are one of the largest peacekeeping forces of United Nations. So I'm very happy once again, and I would like to thank each and everybody, Ambassador Tarique Bhai and all my friends here on this table, our former Deputy Press Secretary during the interim government. He very kindly came, and maybe we will hear from you next time, because a lot of people have to go to some other place. But our media community also, I think, playing a very, very important role in Bangladesh. So I have to disclose that Xinhua and the government of China has invited United News of Bangladesh, which is the first digital wire service in South Asia, has been invited to China to sign an agreement with Xinhua. And I happen to be the founder of that, which is now almost 40-year-old news agency. So anyways, I'm very happy. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you.
For many speakers, the message was clear. Bangladesh-China relations have already moved from historical goodwill to major economic and strategic cooperation. Now, as both countries mark 50 years of formal ties, the next phase will depend on vision, patience. With the upcoming China visit of Prime Minister Tarique Rahman, Dhaka and Beijing are now looking to a new chapter, one that could shape trade development for decades to come.